if you love the coach, coach. Just love your players up and just look out for their best interests and just realize you're there for them. They're not there for you.
Episode 137 featured the new head football coach at Wilmington College, Kevin Burke. He stressed the importance of understanding each player's strengths and weaknesses and coaching to those, instilling a positive mindset in the culture of your program, and having a support network of other coaches that you can fall back on for support and advice when you're going through hard times. Also excited to collaborate with our friends over at Coach and Share, the go-to online marketplace for coaches to buy and sell products. I hope you guys enjoy the conversation, and let's dive right in.
Wilmington College is just a tremendous institution. It's a great small liberal arts college, and it has just a number of phenomenal majors, and we got a bunch of players that are really hungry for success, and we're looking for more as well too, obviously. But we really have been impressed with the players so far since I've met her. Impressed with the staff that has been here, so we're just really excited. We got great facilities, we got great enthusiasm on campus, we got a great administration, and just can't wait to get going.
And going back to your time at Morris, you're just talking about the last couple of years, so you've obviously had a lot of momentum with your offense leading to a lot of the success there. It looked like last year you guys were 7-4, and then obviously made it to the Division III national playoffs. So can you talk about how you plan on continuing that momentum?
Sure. I mean, I think that the number one thing is you have to teach everyone to believe in themselves first. And if you can believe in yourself, great things can happen. But then it's not just believing in yourself, it's believing in your teammates as well too. And then if you believe in yourself, you believe in your teammates, you give it everything you have, good things only follow.
Yeah. Going back to like the belief in yourself, how do you help instill that in your players?
Well, I think the number one thing is to figure out what the strengths and weaknesses are of each player. And then you want to accentuate the strengths of the player by what you ask them to do and mitigate the negatives, the weaknesses as much as you can. Don't ask players to do things that they're not able to do. And I think that's one of the things. And then kids can get confident in doing what they know they can do really well, and keeping things as simple as possible and just doing a few things and doing them really well. And then, that growth goes on, because once you have some success, you get the taste of it and you just want to have more.
Yeah. And I think what we were talking about this off camera, and you were just saying that you're actually just getting started with some of your player meetings. So can you talk about that open line of communication and what that means for you as a head coach?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, everything's about building relationship with players. I mean, one of the biggest things as a coach and one of the biggest things of my philosophy is we're here for the players. The players aren't here for us. And that's really important. We're here for the players. So if you don't build a relationship with them, how do they know that you're really here for them? So that's part of the process. You build that relationship, because that helps you build trust in each other. And then they need to know that you care about them way more off the field than you do on the field. It's kind of funny. I always say that, like, if you want to be a doctor, I want to get you into medical school. But at 1:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday in the fall, I don't care that you want to be a doctor at that moment. But all other times, I want to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to become a doctor or a teacher or a lawyer or farmer or whatever you want to be. We're here to help you do that, and we want to help you maximize your potential. And the only way we can know that is if we take time to talk with each young man in our program, take time to find out what their aspirations are, take time to find out what their dreams are. Yeah, sure, you have your athletic dreams, but we want to know what your dreams are in life. We want to know what you want to do in your career. Maybe we know someone that can help you get started, all those type of things. I think it's really important, because You know what, again, like, and you know this because we've known each other for a long time, and I say this all the time. If the only thing our players in the Wilmington College football program get out of our coaching staff is how to block better, how to tackle better, how to throw the football better, then we've completely failed. I don't care what our record is. We could win every single game, win a national championship, but if that's all they learned, we failed. We got to give them skill sets for life that they can use for their careers, they can use for their families, all those type of things. So that's really what we're about. We're teachers, we're educators. It's just our chosen classroom is the athletic field of competition.
Thanks again to our friends over at Coach and Share for sponsoring today's podcast. I checked out the website, and they have a lot of interesting products, from guides to templates. Definitely check it out. It's called coachandshare.com.
Yeah. And then obviously with you having been a college athlete yourself, and then obviously from there going directly into coaching, what are some of the skill sets that you've learned and that you try to teach your players so that they can use them in life?
Yeah, and that's a great question, and I'll tell you what, it's been an interesting journey for me. The one thing that I've learned the most is you have to have a positive mental attitude with everything you have. I mean, a positive mindset is like armor versus negativity. And you just got to find something because you're always going to have adversity. You're always going to have challenges. It just matters how you face them in life. And things don't always go the way you want. You got to be ready. You got to be ready to adjust. You got to be ready to make the most out of every situation. And what I found is, happy people aren't happy because everything goes right for them. They're usually happy because they make the best of their situation, and that's something you really have to do. And I think one of the other things that I think athletics has really helped you with is it teaches you to have your mind where your feet are. For lack of a better way to say it, you do your best in your exact situation that you're in, and then good things generally follow.
Yeah. And I think you said it right on there. Just having the right mental attitude is going to help you hit challenges and be more successful when you face those challenges. So, can you talk about over the course of your career? Obviously, this is a huge high point being, the new head coach. Can you talk about how you faced some of the adversities within your career and, in addition, obviously having a good mindset, some of the other skill sets that you've used to overcome those?
Sure. I mean, the first thing though is I certainly hope being named the head coach is not my high point. I hope it's coming later down the road. I always believe that, and I think if we can get our players to believe in what we're trying to do here, get our players to believe that they have the ability to do well in the OAC, there's going to be a lot of great things to come. But again, anytime you have challenges in your career, and we've had it. As a coach, if you have a losing season, you look at every aspect of what you've done, and you got to learn to separate your self-worth versus your worth on the field, if that makes any sense. Like, you can't look at your
Yeah.
winning record or your overall record to determine what your self-worth is. You have to have some balance outside of it. And for me, that comes from my family and those type of things. And, they're the ones who get me through things. And it's great. As you know, I have just a wonderful wife and wonderful children, and they're the ones that keep you grounded. And it was a great lesson for me as a young coach, because whether we won a game or whether we lost a game, my kids wanted to go throw the ball around after the game was over. So you know what? No matter how I felt inside, they didn't care. Like, it's just time to be dad and let's throw the ball around a little bit. I think that's really important. So I think it's finding whatever perspective you actually can. You do the absolute best job you can, and you got to take comfort in knowing that you've done everything that you can to be successful. But I will tell you a funny story. One time, we were not having a particularly good season the one year, and my daughter was pretty young, and anytime she would do anything in athletics or whatever, and I would always ask, "Hey, did you have fun?" And she would, tell me if she had fun or whatever. And so, I come to the door, and I'm coming in the house, and my daughter meets me. She goes, "How'd you do?" And I said, "Well, we lost, honey." And she goes, "You lost again?" And I was like, "Oh, wow." And then she goes, "Hey, did you have fun though?" And my wife's like, "Elizabeth, come over here," and whatever. But I mean, those things keep you grounded. I mean, they really do. And I think, having a support network that's outside of coaching really helps at times. Obviously having a support network in coaching is really good, but having a support network outside of coaching is even better.
Yeah.
But not even, shouldn't say even better, but even more important at times. So, I mean, I think all those things are really important, those skill sets. But it goes into what I was saying before. You have to believe in yourself when times are tough, and like if you're not winning games or you're not really maximizing the potential of the team, you got to believe in your ability to be able to do it. You just
Yeah.
got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in what you're trying to do, and you got to believe you're in it for the right reasons. And if you're in it to help kids maximize their abilities and to educate them and to help them in life, then you're in it for the right reasons. And normally, over the long haul, things will work out. But sometimes it's hard to see the forest from the trees, and we need help with that. The other
Yeah.
big thing that I say, and I think we all need this, and I know I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent, we got to have those people that we call that get us back in a good mood. if that makes any sense. We got to have that like I have a couple of coaching colleagues, things aren't going real well. I always call them because I know when I'm done with the conversation, I'm going to be fired up and ready to go. And I think that's really important.
One of my mentors, what he would always tell me is never get too low when things are going bad. And at the same time, never get too high when things are going great, because things are never as bad as you think they are, but they're never as good as you think they are. So what you were just saying there, Coach, totally reminded me about that. And I think you definitely hit the nail on the head there.
I agree with you. And it's one of the things I talk to our players about every Friday before game day the last few years is like, we need to control the momentum of the game. So if the momentum is going our way, we want to keep riding and get high with it. But if the momentum's starting to slide the other way, we need to find a way to stop it. And that all goes into a positive mindset. Do you believe we're going to have success? And again, one of the ways you do it is by having great work ethic and knowing that you've done everything that you should do to prepare. And when you're that, you're confident. And then obviously you think you can overcome things.
Yeah. And the thing about confidence that I really like, and I heard from somebody else, was it's not about shouting affirmations and just saying that you're good. It's about having a stack of proof that you are who you say you are. For example, if I'm going to the weight room every single day and I'm working my tail off every day, you have that conviction and confidence that you did everything you can to succeed. And I think that really just is a perfect example of what you were just saying there.
Absolutely. Were you a guy who liked the weight room? I'm trying to remember. No, I'm just kidding. You love the weight room, man. How much did you squat again?
Man, my junior year, I did 600.
Okay, yeah, I kind of remember. I think I still have a picture of that on my phone, to tell you the truth.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah. But you've lost a lot of weight since then, man.
Yeah, so have you.
Yeah, that's true. But are you still lifting?
Yeah. So
Cool. Not doing 600 anymore, though.
No, not that much. Not that much.
I hope not, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, that puts some wear and tear on your knees, man.
Yeah, no, it really would. So, well, Coach, thank you very much for being on the podcast today. Any last words you would want to share with the audience?
No, I just think, if you love the coach, just love your players up and just look out for their best interests and just realize you're there for them. They're not there for you. And just the last thing, I got to say it all the time. This is a great place, Wilmington College, and it's time to go green.
Yes, sir. Awesome, Coach.